I traveled to Albania for 7 days and we rented a car for the duration of our stay, and I would say that was one of the best decisions we made for our trip. They have public transport like buses in case you may wish to use that. Taxis are also available, although expensive, because a 10-minute ride will cost you about 10 euros. So imagine how much we would have spent on taxis for 7 days traveling around the country. Anyways, I'm going to share the things I believe you should know if you would like to rent a car when you visit Albania. 1. Cost of renting the car. The cost will depend on how early you make a booking and the kind of car. If you book up to 3 to 4 days before you need the car, it will be cheaper, between 30 to 40 euros per day. But if you book within 24 hours of needing the car, it may cost you up to 60 euros per day. Renting an SUV will also cost you more than a saloon car. We rented an SUV for 7 days and we booked about 4 days before our trip, and because we were referred by a friend, we were given a discount. So we paid about 26 euros per day. Your UK driver's license will be acceptable, so take it with you. If you wish to rent a car, make sure to confirm with the rental company that the car has insurance and necessary documentations in case you are stopped by the police. You don't want to get yourself in trouble in a foreign country. 2. Deposit for the car. For 7 days, we paid a holding deposit of 150 euros, which was refunded when we returned the car in good condition. 5 euros was, however, taken to wash the car, and I think that is quite reasonable. All payment was made in cash. 3. Gas for the car. They will give you the car with very little gas, so you have to fill your own gas. The car we rented used gasoline, which is also called benzene, and not petrol or diesel. So you have to confirm what the car you are renting uses, and when you get to the gas station, make sure you tell the attendant what the car uses so they fill the correct thing. We noticed that all gas stations had attendants, so you don't have to fill the gas yourself. The attendants at gas stations may not understand English, so you have to try to communicate what you want using gestures and broken English, like gasoline, 50 euros, benzene, 50 euros, something like that. We filled the car twice for 100 euros and returned the car to the rental company with about 40% of gas in the tank after 7 days. This car was definitely gas efficient, so make sure to request a gas efficient car when you book. 4. Currency. Whatever you buy in the country will be charged at Albanian lek, although you can pay with euros. They will always tell you how much it costs in lek and in euros. The exchange rate is also different for every store. While some will say it's 1000 lek for 10 euros, that is 100 lek for 1 euros. Others will say 96 lek for 1 euros. We entered this store and the exchange rate was pasted on the counter at 950 lek for 10 euros, so have that in mind. 5. Cash is king in Albania. So when you want to travel, change your currency to euros because you can always pay with euros. You can also change your euros to Albanian lek at exchange shops within the towns. Avoid changing at the airport because of ridiculous exchange rates. Most places will collect cash to fill your car, so take note of that. 6. Please note that Albania drives on the right hand side, and if you drive in Tirana, be careful because some drivers don't observe the traffic rules. For other parts of the country, the roads are mostly S roads, which are curvy and sometimes with sharp bends, but there are road signs to inform you when you are approaching an S road or sharp bend and areas with the risk of skidding. As a visitor in the country, the best thing is for you to keenly follow the road signs to avoid unforeseen circumstances. We drove from Tirana, the capital of Albania, which is in the central region of the country, through Durres, Fier, Vlora, Girogaska, and Saranda, which is down south. The roads leading to Saranda is easily accessible, smooth, and through the mountains, so the views are breathtaking. We really enjoyed the ride. There are speed limits, but Albanian drivers hardly obey the speed limits. Saranda and Samir has very tiny roads, and because it's a seaside, it is crowded with lots of restaurants and hotels, so it might be difficult to find parking. Most of these places will say parking is only for their guests, but I was audacious enough to park in some of those places without being their guest. Most hotels have parking for their guests, but you need to confirm if it comes with additional charge if you are lodging at those hotels and you are renting a car. At parking spaces, the yellow lines are for taxis, and if you park there, you may be fined. We parked at the yellow line once, and we were lucky enough not to be caught by parking enforcement officers. In all, just try and ensure where you park is secure, and if in doubt, always ask around. Meanwhile, if you don't know parallel parking, maybe you should not drive in Saranda and Samuel, because finding bay parking is like a horse trying to pass through the eye of a needle. Driving in those cities really tested my driving skills, and I enjoyed it so much. In fact, if you have driven in Lagos, don't worry, you can drive anywhere. I literally felt like I was driving in Lagos, so my audacity was at an all-time high. Don't try that in UK though. Anyways, the last thing I will say is trust Google and Apple Maps, but make sure you follow the road signs because The map took us to the bush a couple of times, so be mindful of that and make sure that you observe all the road signs. And if Google Maps is telling you to go left and the road sign is telling you to go right, better follow the road signs, because Google Maps once took us to the end of a river and asked us to cross the river to where we were going. I think that's all you need to know about renting a car and driving in Albania. Let me know if you have any further questions and save this video for your future reference. Also follow me for more tips on my experience of visiting Albania. Thanks for watching. Bye.